Things I did want to talk about was Andy Reid, man. So Andy Reid, I was just kind of gandering and looking at, what he's done in his body of work since he's been in the NFL. I think he's number 4 or 5, and I'm sorry, number 5 on the list of all-time wins between behind George Haas, Don Shula, Bill Belichick, and let me check to see who. If I look that up right now, all-time. Coaching wins in the NFL. Andy Reid is, he's number 5 on the list of all of career wins. So literally, he's only behind Don Shula, George Halas, Bill Belichick, Tom Landry, and Andy Reid. So he's number 5. His win percentage is .633 as well too. So that's pretty impressive. I didn't know Mike Schottenheimer was out there. He had 200 wins. That's pretty solid. But yeah, Andy Reid, Belichick sitting there at 290. Don Shula's 328. So Belichick really only has 38 more 38 more wins, and he can beat Don Shula. So I don't expect Belichick to retire until he gets more wins than that, and he still looks like he has a lot of life in him. But yeah, so Andy Reid, man, just marveling at his career and what he's done, his body of work as a coach is crazy. He's believe it or not, he's coached not since the 8th season with the Kansas City. So 8 seasons at Kansas City. Out of the last since 2016, right? So the last 6 years, he's had first place in the AFC West. So the last 6 years, he's been in first place in the AFC West, and this is with Alex Smith and Mahomes. He's made the playoffs since 2015. Now, dating back to Philly, he had one season where he was 5-11. The next 5 or 6, 5 years, they didn't win less than 11 games, and they were first in the NFC East 4 out of the 5 times. They had a one down year. They went 10-6, and then with Philly, you have to understand when we lost in the Super Bowl in 2004, man, Don McNabb just didn't. I don't know what's wrong with Buddy. T.O. literally, I think, had 7 receptions. If I go to that Super Bowl game, man, like. T.O. was a ball player in that Super Bowl game. I don't care what anyone says. The reason we lost was McNabb. Plain and simple. I can't put anything on T.O. T.O. had a broken ankle. So on a broken ankle in the Super Bowl, T.O. had 9 receptions, 122 yards. All right, on 14 targets. All right, the next best option that we had was Brian Westbrook. And let's the Super Bowl, we weren't supposed to lose that game. But what happened? Don McNabb in that game, he threw 3 picks. We had no running game. Brian Westbrook was doing most of his damage out the back of the field. But Andy Reid, just as a coach, Andy Reid was really, he did amazing. His last season in Philly was just tumultuous. Like I'm not sure who was a quarterback. I think the quarterback, who did we have? Who was the quarterback that year we had? It was awful. I'm not sure who it was, but that year was bad. And then we had Chip Kelly in, which was the demise of Philly's just a bad couple years for us. Literally, Chip Kelly comes to the Eagles was like literally getting married and then your wife running all your friends away and then divorcing you. Chip Kelly came to the Eagles, and then he literally took all of our players and ran them away. Vic McCoy, and Deshaun Jackson, all of them went away. We had Jerry Maclin, and he eventually left and went to Kansas City with Andy Reid. And we were working with some bums at receiver. We had Riley Cooper. Riley Cooper, man, he was trash. So when he came, Eagles went through a couple of rough years. But just crazy how he went 4-12. He immediately went to the Colts and went 11-5. The Kansas City went 11-5. Ever since he's been at Kansas City, he's never had a losing record. So that's one thing to note. His coaching tree is amazing. His coaching tree is Brad Childress, John Harbaugh, Steve Spagnuolo, Leslie Frazier, Ron Rivera, Pat Schumer, Todd Bowles, Doug Pearson, Sean McDermott, Matt Nagy, and David Culley. Literally, like his coaching tree is just phenomenal. Some of the coaches that have actually coached under him and gone on to do well in the league. It's really interesting to see, and I just marveling at Andy Reid and what he's done. I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs right now. I think that the Chiefs they punch they punch the Bengals in the mouth. I do expect the Rams and the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl. I think that's going to be a great game. I think they played on Monday night a couple of years ago, and it was a phenomenal game. It was a back and forth, a lot of defense, a lot of offense. So I do think that it's going to be a great Super Bowl. We got some good teams in here.